How did you get by the name of Umfeld?
Google.
Right, I see where this conversation is going. There's something about the technique or technical thing.
It actually, I mean, I believe you actually, in all seriousness, did find it via that, because doesn't it mean environment?
It does.
In German,
yeah,
if I'm correct. So, I mean, the piece is about, you know, a range. I mean, we separated into 9 chapters, and you know, you're going through these very intense spatial surround, sort of visually complicated environments. And since it's not a narrative journey, we don't have characters you're following, it's not a traditional arc, the title suits it really well because it's sort of about being immersed and moving through different spaces.
Surround, or 5.1, is basically just means a speaker setup with multiple channels. So you have speakers in front of you, in the back of you. So it's really a good way to position sounds in space and to be able to do more with spatial tricks and make stuff more immersive that way.
We knew this already from like George Lucas. Was it THX? Well, Dolby 5.1 is similar to that, but I think there's some special ingredients.
Those are just different standards.
Lucas,
I mean, THX is a certification for systems, meaning they're up to a certain standard. And I mean, Dolby is just a company that, you know, invents a lot of different things, one of which is, you know, helps to define standards or different kinds of compression. And I mean, just, you know, in terms of speaking about surround, in terms of cinema that people may be familiar with, and what we're doing is, I think that, you know, most movies kind of do things that are very real in terms of the surround sound, where maybe you hear a car go by, or there's ambient voices in a cafe behind you, or what have you. But I think the thing that Jochem's pushing is that really trying to compose for that space and make that space a lot more active and a lot less real.
The reason why I wanted to work in the surround domain is that surround can only be experienced to the fullest when you're sitting in the sweet spot, which is like the middle, like between the speakers.
It's like I said, you know, narrowing down your audience.
Well,
there's only a few people who really experience it.
Yeah, but this project was never to reach the largest possible audience, you know. The funny thing is, we just wanted, or I started this to investigate or to learn about the surround stuff, just because I thought I could do some interesting things with it, and never with an audience in mind, you know. If there was an audience in mind, it was myself as an audience, you know. I just wanted to do some. I just wanted to push the format and to utilize.
You don't have real high standards, do you?
No, well, I do actually. I'm, you know.
Just kidding.
No, but I know what you mean. But it was never really intended to be something to you know, conquer the world with. Basically, you know, it's just something that I really wanted to do, and I really believed in, and I was really hooked on the idea, and that's why I did it. And now it's finished, and we obviously wanted to show it to people as much as we can, you know, and reach everyone who would be potentially interested in this work. But it was never a motivation to reach like a huge audience.
I think you're underestimating the power of this. You seem to appreciate, but you are showing the potential of these technologies that are possible only because we have, you know, advanced so much. No one loves a painter when he's alive.
Well, the thing is,
but, you know, yeah, but
that's a good point.
But in this age, you can actually, you know, you've seen it with techno.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's how.
As well, right?
Well, it's technically a little bit more complicated, and it requires.
It's complicated as you explain it, right?
No, it requires more technical aspects, you know, to be able to actually enjoy or to experience the experience, but. Yeah, I do believe that there are a lot of possibilities and a lot of things that still can be done in this field, and that's why I wanted to, you know, to explore this domain, for sure. You know, I don't think it's going to experience as big as an explosion as techno did, but
no one ever thought that, but about techno, right?
No, but for me, you know, as a musician or as an artist, I like to take the privilege to. Do things which haven't been done before, you know. And when I started doing techno 15 years ago, it was in a very early stage music form, you know. And
point taken.
Yeah, and things. There was so many more freedom. There was so much more freedom in either defining your style or defining your ideas, you know. And everything you did was a big step forward in the progression of the style or in the genre. And over the years it has become more narrow and narrow, and it's you know, the rules have been applied from outside, you know.
I think that audio-visual work, I think, is going to gain a lot more of an audience in the coming years, and that's a pretty vague term, audiovisual work, but I'm just talking about non-narrative, sort of, you know, more advanced music and video content, because, you know, there's been a lot of stuff produced, you know, over the last 10 years of, you know, let's say DVDs with video and music, but nothing, it's still kind of, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's really cheesy, or
It's either really academic or really corny.